Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your humble host, Save Our Children TV, back for a brand new video. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn all of your post notification bells on so you'll be notified every single time I drop a brand new video. Also, go to my second channel and subscribe over there on Crime Time. Subscribe over there today. Like, comment, subscribe, and turn your post notifications on your thumbs up. Also, I'm going to be creating a third channel, and that channel is going to be my reaction videos. I'll keep you guys updated on both platforms when I will be dropping that channel. And without further ado, also, I'll be coming out with a new schedule of when I will be doing my channels. So I'm gonna be turning some dates up for my third channel. So you'll be notified when I do that. So please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications on all platforms: my Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. So you'll be notified every single time I drop a brand new video. Today I have four stories for you guys, and we have a story out of Ohio. A mother who's charged after two infants was she charged with involuntary manslaughter and endangering children. And in her second arrest, the first time she wasn't arrested, but the second time she was, and she was charged with co-sleeping. Um, she was charged with that because she was in the same bed as her child, and she rolled over and the child died. So that's what she was charged with. The second story is out of North Carolina. A mother, boyfriend, who was arrested after a child was found unresponsive in a bathtub. Um, all right, we're back in Ohio for our third story. A toddler was found locked inside a bug-filled cage, and the mother, the father, and the grandmother were all arrested, charged. There was also another child in the home, and um, our fourth and last story is out of my neck of the woods. Probably 14 was indicted on murder, two counts of second-degree murder, and multiple felonies. I'm going to talk about that story. So let's get into our first story of the night. Ohio mother is charged in the second, not in the first. The first time they were during an accident, but the second time of one of her infants, what is called co-sleeping. A Cincinnati woman was charged with involuntary manslaughter in the death of her baby from co-sleeping, authorities say. Brooke Hunter, 23 years old, was charged because she has been warned about the risk of co-sleeping in the death last year of another of her children. Co-sleeping, an infant sleeping with one or more parents in a bed, couch, or chair increased the risk of an infant's suffocation. A Cincinnati woman has been indicted for involuntary manslaughter in the death of a 6-week-old infant almost a year after another of her children died in a similar manner, authorities said. Brooke Hunter, 23, was charged with involuntary manslaughter and child endangering after the June 22nd death of her infant, who died as the result of co-sleeping, the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office said, and Ohio said. Hunter had been advised of the dangers of co-sleeping after her 6-week-old baby died in a very similar manner almost 1 year ago and was charged in death. Assistant Prosecutor Andrew Colson told USA Today, but because of the prior incident, the Hamilton County Coroner's Office ruled the second child's death a homicide. Claus said the grand jury indicted Hunter in the second death, and a warrant has been issued for her arrest. Cincinnati television stations WCPO 9 and Fox 19 reported. Rarely have parents faced felony charges and any charges in the case of co-sleeping infant deaths. However, parents have been charged in North Carolina and Florida. Now I want to talk about what is co-sleeping. Co-sleeping is the practice of having an infant or a child sleep in the same bed, couch, or chair as the parents. This may be common in many cultures or societies, but co-sleeping can be hazardous for infants, experts say. There's a risk of an infant suffocating when an adult rolls over on them or covers them up. Risk of sleep-related infant deaths increase 5 to 10 times when an infant under the age of 4 with someone else, according to the American Academy of Pediatrics. About 3,500 infants die each year in the U.S. from sleep-related deaths. The Academy says the AAP recommends the parents sleep in the same room but not in the same bed as baby, preferably for at least the first 6 months. What we know that many parents choose to share a bed with a child, for instance, perhaps the child with breastfeeding or because of culture, preference, or belief that it's safe, said Dr. Rebecca Conlon, who co-authored the Academy's self-sleep recommendations released in June of 2022. The evidence is clear that this significantly raised the risk of a baby's injury or death. However, and for that reason, AAP cannot support bed sharing under any circumstances. I'm going to say this: the mother got a break the first time because her baby died the first time in a similar fashion. The second time, he died the same way. She was charged with endangering and see what else she was charged with. Involuntary manslaughter and endangering a child. Now, if a father did this, and I'm talking about a black man, if he did this to his child by accident, the first time, the first time, they would have found a way to charge him the first time with involuntary manslaughter in the first degree. Second time, it would have been either first or second degree murder. And this is why I said women get away with crime. You committed the same exact crime. And the first time they gave you a break because it was an accident. The second time, they think that now it's not an accident and that you're being neglectful and not watching where you know what I'm saying? So, in my opinion, I think she should have been charged with second degree manslaughter because at the end of the day, she got warned the first time about this same incident. So this again, you gotta understand this. Women are not being held to the same rank as a man. And the thing is this, she probably won't get anywhere from 10 to 21 years in prison. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? She needs parenting classes, if anything. I think she needs to learn that you can't let an infant in a bed with you. You just can't because you could go over not knowing that that child's in the bed. So again, I think she needs to work on how to let a child in the bed the correct way and how to watch out for signs that indicates that there's a child right next to you. Like I'm scared. We're on to our second story. Get our ass 16. Yeah, we're on our second story now. Come on. All right. Our next story takes us to North Carolina out of Rocky Mountain. So Rocky Mountain, North Carolina takes in air. Mom, mom's boyfriend is charged after her baby dies following a bathtub incident. North Carolina police say the Rocky Mountain Police Department said a mother and her boyfriend was charged Sunday in her baby's suspicious death. On Sunday at about 9 a.m., officers responded to an assist EMS call in the 600 block of Paul Street. Police said the call was in reference to a 1-year-old child who was responsive in the bathtub. AMS took the child to the hospital, according to reports, despite performing life-saving efforts. They said the child was pronounced dead. The investigation determined that the victim was 1-year-old Rami Tyler III. He suffered substantial bodily injuries. Police said in a news release Sunday night. Rami's mother, Sarah Ali, 27, was charged with felony child abuse, according to the news release. Eli's boyfriend, Marcus Richardson, who was 30 years old, was charged with first-degree murder and felony child abuse, the news release said. Richardson has been held in the Nash County Detention Center without bond. Eli has been held on a $250,000 secured bond. Eli and Richardson will have the first court appearance Monday at 9 a.m. at the Nash County Courthouse in Nashville, police said. The Criminal Investigation Division is investigating the incident, and all the information was available. Before I play the video, the fact that this mother was only charged with felony child abuse, I think she should also been charged with second degree murder, just in my opinion. If not first degree murder. Women get away with, again, the most heinous crimes. And the fact that I feel like the mother knows and was a part of this crime. So the fact that she was only charged with child abuse, I think she should have also been charged with murder. Just in my opinion. Here is the news video. At Petco, you can enjoy the convenience of picking simply by pulling up. For all your health and wellness needs, you can Petco and go. Rocky Mountain police have charged a man with first-degree murder in connection with the death of a child. Officers were called to Paul Street around 9 o'clock this morning to help EMS. They were responding to a report of a 1-year-old found unresponsive in a bathtub. Paramedics rushed Romy Tyler to the hospital where the child was pronounced dead. Police say the child had substantial bodily injuries. 30-year-old Marcus Richardson is being held in the Nash County Detention Center without bond. The boy's mother, Sierra Ellie, has been charged with felony child abuse. All right. The principle of the situation is the mother needs to be, she need more charges. And hopefully after the investigation, after the investigation, they would tell me that I could upgrade her charges also to murder because, something ain't right. Because, first of all, it could be that the child was abused, and two, where the marks or the abuser could have placed the child in the tub, or the child became unresponsive in the tub. That could be the fact. Or that the child was in the tub, and the mother and mom's boyfriend came in there and disciplined him for some odd reason as he was in the tub, and he came unresponsive. We don't know, but the investigation will determine the facts and that come available. I could update on that story. Secondly, his boyfriend is not good to groom a man that you met around your children. You just because you just don't know who they are. You don't know their intentions. You don't know like a horrible bad guy. You don't get a monster that you suppose your children. So even child's biological father. Um, but I think that when I was watching the AMC podcast at that time, it says that that was the actual biological father. So if that is mom's boyfriend, aka her child's father, then you know what I'm saying. You know who you laying down with. You know what I'm saying. And having kids with, know that this man have a horrible criminal history. You know what I'm saying. Then everybody are good people. So you put yourself and you put your child in danger, but most of all, you put your child in danger. Now, I think once this investigation is over, more charges will be upgraded. I think that we're going through all the evidence to determine what happened, why it happened. You gotta talk to anybody associated with these people. They gotta do their investigation, and it's important that we hold people accountable for abusing children. Because number one, children can't speak for themselves and advocate for themselves against the tyranny of the parents, against the people. Okay, against the people. We must love them. And those are the people who are abusing them, who are killing them, who are torturing them, who are doing heinous things to them. So we have to stop the cycle. We got to stop the abuse in America. We need to stop the wheel, but the wheel from spinning, and stop abuse for once and for all. Because we're seeing a lot of abuse going on in local medias, and it's just crazy on how many stories that is out there. And we, the people, needs to step in and do something about it. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for listening to this particular story. I'm your host, Sit by Children TV, and we're on to our third story.
Like weird shit. Like what? I was so fucking mad. I'm like, oh, so I had to cut
Our next story is out of, once again, Ohio. Ohio parents, Ohio parents are arrested after their children were found locked in a bug-filled cage. One of their sons were found dead. Two children, a son, infant son, and infant daughter. The infant son was found in a bug-filled cage, the locked one, and the infant daughter was holding a meth pipe. Her mother's meth pipe. Um, Two parents were taken into custody on Monday in Ohio. Ohio takes that L after the children were allegedly found in a terrible condition by detectives who were serving a search warrant in relation to an actual assault investigation in another case. Law enforcement located a 3-year-old child locked inside a cage, which was secured with zip ties. The cage that the infant was in was filled with bugs, soiled bedding, and a cup full of spoiled milk. The Hocking County Sheriff's Office said on Sunday a 2-year-old was found walking around the residence holding a methamphetamine pipe. The parents of the children, 38-year-old Franklin T.J. Varney and 25-year-old Megan Smith, initially fled the residence due to their involvement in the actual assault investigation, but were arrested after a brief foot chase through the woods near their home on Monday, the sheriff said. Felony charges for endangering children have been filed against them. The grandmother of the children, 61-year-old Ella Webb, was also arrested on child endangerment charges on Sunday. She had custody of the children, who has since been taken into emergency custody and placed into foster care by social services. Here is the father. That is the father on damn tattoos. Here is the mother. And here is the grandmother. The fact is this. This is the fact. The woman who they had actually raped was in their house. They had the victim in their house. She called the police. Police came, did a welfare check, and found what they found. Child with a meth pipe. Let's put that again. A child with a meth pipe in her hands. A infant toddler in a locked, caged house, disoriented bottle with spoiled milk and bugs inside. This is the thing. Some people don't need children. Secondly, the grandmother here is no better than the parents. And this story reminds me of an A&E show I was watching, which was called Orders, where the children were taken away, and the mother and father blamed the grandparent for bringing the child to the home, but yet their home was filthy. Just the thing, you could blame people would you had people who were blaming each other for each other involvement. You could point fingers all day long, but the case is that the only people who's going to be indicting you is the prosecutor, and the judge is the one who's going to be sentencing you, and the courts are going to be the one who's going to determine if you really a monster. And in this case, you have three monsters who chose to be neglectful, uneducated, and chose to lock a child, the grandmother locked the child in the cage so she could go in the shower. Second, the mother should have never been able to have children, to leave narcotics laying around in a house where a child could pick up and ingest, establish itself. You know, overdoses are real. So what if that child got a hold of a needle, found the needle, and got a hold to it, and injected herself with it because you want to lay around drug paraphernalia? Understand this. I already know how this case works. This mother gonna get anywhere from 15 to 20 years in prison. You already know that. The father, he's getting a max. The grandmother, she probably get anywhere from 20 to 25 years. The father, he looking at life. You know what I'm saying? Which I think all three needs life imprisonment. The father needs no parole. The girlfriend definitely needs no parole. And the grandmother needs at least 60 years to life. Because this was heinous. And we think about ourselves, and this is the thing. People out here think about themselves, little children. You think about drugs before the health of your child. You chose to give your child a bottle of milk that was no good with bugs inside because you're more worried about injecting drugs in your system. I don't understand why we have so many men and women out here who have children out of wedlock, children just for the benefits, so they can get the money for the child. You're not hoping yourself out by having children and abusing children, or having children and allowing your children to get an access to your drug. First of all, you should have been even second if you addicted to drugs, that should have never been in your home to begin with. Know that you had two infants living there. None of that should have been in the home. None of it. That should have been kept either in your bag or somewhere secured, not around your children, not where your children can reach and get your math part. First of all, you broke the law by bringing drugs in your house, but you also broke the law by using meth and a meth pipe. You broke the law, several laws, and justice will be served. I have another story I want to that just rolled upon my timeline, and this happened on September 15th, 2022 at 8:52 p.m. Well, it was up, no, it was published. So this must have happened a couple days earlier. It says South Carolina takes it in. Woman is arrested for allegedly stuffing ice packs in kids' clothes at daycare. Two women were arrested in Fountain in South Carolina on child cruelty charges after allegedly putting ice pack inside a child's clothing at a daycare center last month. According to the Fountain Inn Police Department, Joy Ashore and Kimberly McCall were arrested Tuesday for the August 24th incident at Exeter Academy, according to the warrants for the arrest. A detective wrote in the warrant that LaShray and McCall did knowingly and intentionally inflict and cause unnecessary pain and suffering to a minor child, reacted by placing ice packs in the child's clothing without legitimate purpose treatment. McCall and LaShray could not immediately be reached for comment on Thursday. The South Carolina Department of Social Services received a complaint about Axel Academy on August 30th for discipline and behavior management. Axel Academy wrote on Facebook that former employees have been spreading inaccurate information and flat-out lies to parents and staff members in an attempt to distribute our businesses. It is unfortunate that people sometimes make horrid and dangerous decisions. The daycare center wrote, Axel Academy isn't immune to these baffling accusations of staff. We do have to face these issues and deal with them. So the daycare sounds like it's not taking accountability for two staffs, again, two females who endanger a child, put ice packs in a child's clothes. Now, obviously, it's important to do a background check on these daycares. You got a lot of parents who put your children in these daycares and not doing research. Do your research, do your homework, because you will know how some of these daycares are run. And you also should go on use an app where you can read reviews. This is why it's important to do background checks on daycares, background checks on people who are watching your children, background checks on people who are transporting your children to and from daycare. You just don't know. You don't. Look at this. She looks like a Karen. This daycare worker looks like a Karen. So why would I put my child in her hands and definitely in her hands? Look at that smile. Like there's no remorse in both of these ladies, who most likely going to get probably 15 years in prison for cruelty charges. They're not going to get a lot of time. I'm telling you, they're not. Women don't get real time. Men does. We kill somebody, we're looking at 25 years to life. A woman do it, she getting anywhere from 10 to 20. She ain't getting the max. The max for her is 20 years. The max for a man is 30 years. But that's why we continue having crime rates go up. Because we're releasing animals back into society who are not doing actual time for crimes they commit, the same amount of crimes as they commit, the crime as the man. Because if a man can get a life sentence for killing a kid, that a woman should get the same amount of time for endangering children, child cruelty. It's just what it is. It was heinous and it was uncalled for. It would have been life and 30 years. For the other one, it would have been life and 48 years. I think that it's extreme, but we need to start holding women to a high standard because the system is broken, and we are the people who needs to stand up against it and fight for fair justice. That's that. As men, we got to stop being victimized and stand up to real criminals, real people who commit real crimes and don't get real time as men. Bottom line, speaking of women getting less time, I was on my laptop earlier and I was watching a news video, and this happened about a year ago. A woman, I won't say a woman, I believe she was like in her late 20s, pushed her friend off a bridge into the water. Her friend broke two ribs and was injured. Her friend spent 2 days in um, the hospital. She gave the woman who pushed her friend off the cliff 2 days in jail. Now, if that was a man, a black man, who pushed his friend off of a bridge, it would have been attempted murder. It would have been a whole slew of charges. He would have been looking at life imprisonment. He would have been looking at 30 years imprisonment. It's sad, but women, you know, please start holding women accountable for the same crime as a man. We will see less people out here committing crimes if we hit women at at the same crime rate and standard. Like, comment, subscribe. We're on to our last story, which is out of my neck of the woods, Buffalo, New York. Buffalo police. Buffalo police arrest two teens in connection with Friday morning shooting death. Two teenage boys have been arrested in connection with the shooting death early Friday. Buffalo police announced Saturday night. Sorry to say this to my own neck of the woods, but Buffalo, New York, he takes it now. Homicide detectives charged a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old with second-degree murder and first-degree robbery, police said. The arrest followed an investigation to the death of a 16-year-old Niagara Falls girl following a shooting just after midnight Friday on the first block of Elmore Avenue between Kensington Avenue and East Amherst Street. The girl was taken to Erie County Medical Center, where she later died. Now, I'm going to repeat their ages again: 14 and 17. 14 and 17. And the thing is this: while we are here at the age of 14 and 17 committing murder and robbery, And again, you're gonna have parents in court telling how good their children were, how good my son was, how good my other son was, how good this, and how good this. You can't do that. Your first priority should be why wasn't I at first of all, why wasn't as a parent I should have been watching my children. A 14-year-old should have been out here, should not be out here first at the age of 14, killing people in order to commit robberies. And it goes for the 17-year-old too. Two minors should not be committing murder and robbery. It's just what it is. Now, they're gonna be charged with an adult, and it's sad, but when you put yourself when you put yourself at a crime scene, you play the game. Now you got to deal with the consequences. You cause another person to lose their life, and that you're gonna have to pay for your life in prison. You're gonna have to pay for what you did. So most likely um these children gonna be looking at life in prison, all because they wanted to go out and commit crimes at a young age. It ain't fun to commit crime at a young age because it comes with repercussions, and that could be your life in prison behind bars. They're gonna have to explain themselves. They went on to commit murder, why they go and commit a robbery, and who was the mastermind. But you're gonna get the same amount of time as the perpetrator get. So just think about the next time you're gonna go and commit murder and robbery. Think about the next time you get handcuffs in a prison van or a prison bus on your way to an institution for life. Think about that. Think about that. It's just that simple. Parents, we have wild teens, teens out of control, teens who already committed heinous crimes or on the verge of committing heinous crimes. Think about your life. Think about that. Because they are now charging teens with adult crimes. And guess what? You could be looking at the death penalty, or you could be looking at life in prison with or without the possibility of parole. It's not fun, it's not a game, it's life. You ruin your life, you ruin somebody else's life, you're gonna pay. Bottom line. Okay, our last story is again out of Buffalo, New York, neck of the woods. Buffalo, New York takes the nail. And teen is arrested in connection with double homicide. Double homicide in the town of Tonawanda. Jameer Woods, who was 18, is facing multiple charges on shooting deaths of two people and injuring one. Town of Tonawanda, New York. So Town of Tonawanda police have arrested a Buffalo teen in connection with double homicide that happened in August. Jameer Woods, 18, is charged with two counts of murder in the second degree, one count of attempted murder in the second degree, criminal use of a firearm, and criminal possession of a firearm. Police said Woods is charged in connection with the shooting deaths of Antoine Williams, 51, and Christina Perez, 36, of Hinsdale on August 28th in an apartment on Parker Boulevard. A third person who was shot is suspected to survive. Woods is currently being held pending His arraignment Friday in the town of Tonawanda Court.
You know what's funny? Oh, I thought it was tripping. So they called snatching about gay for the dog. I'm like, I call dog real now that you hear it. And it says Queen King 94 like
Just have
94
no
like.
audio, but this is the news video. It just have no audio.
She called so much shit about gay people, yet she was about your life and gay people. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Okay. Number one, men between the ages, well, people at the ages of 18 is when they start committing the first crime at the age of 18. That's not a good thing. Secondly, at 18 years old, you should not be out here killing two people. And now the excuse is going to be, because you heard a lot, I ain't have my dad in my life. I ain't have such and such in my life to put me on a correct path or a role model in my life. But this is the thing. You could have been anything you want to be in life. You doing that night by picking up a gun and using it to kill two people and doing nothing. There's no excuse for killing people. If you have thoughts of killing people, you seek help at a treatment facility. You have mental institutions. You have mental hospitals. You have different things that you could do if you're thinking about committing casualties. Because when you think about that and you think about committing casualties and you do it, you're just not affecting your life, but you are affecting the victim's life. You killed someone's child. Think about that. That'll ring a bell to you. You know, I would like to know why, and what was the purpose, and what was the motive behind it. I'll give you an update on this case when I find more information about it. Again, let's stop committing crime. Because if you commit the crime, you're gonna do what? If you commit a crime, you're gonna do the time. Crime and time rhymes together. If you commit the time, if you commit at a time, if you commit so let's say you commit a time at 12 o'clock, and that's murder. That you gonna, if you commit a time, you're gonna commit the crime. If you commit a crime, you're gonna do the time. You commit a crime, you're gonna do the time, and you're gonna be doing life imprisonment. If not, the rest of your life in prison. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on all post notifications so you'll be notified every time I drop a brand new video. Please get my video to 15 likes, 15 thumbs up, 15,000 views. And I will see you guys on Tuesday. Tomorrow, Friday, um, actually on Tuesday, I will be telling you guys the new channel name on my reaction videos and the new schedule time, the new schedule date for regular videos. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for Tuesday. This Tuesday, I have important announcements on the live video before I start my stories. Thank you guys so much for watching. Always share love, spread love, and be loved. Okay? Because you will spread it when you are loved. You will spread it, spread, share, enjoy it all around the world. Um, and then love yourself. Put yourself first. Love on God. if not anything. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.